Sometimes pictures really do speak 1,000 words.
It's incredible. I can't believe it. Yes. For me, it's something incredible.
Children trapped in the misery of a seemingly meaningless life.
I think only for the children.
The children.
Here now.
It is survival of the fittest in these dump sites.
I would like to get these people out of here.
Yes, I have a good job.
A life only a choice few have been blessed to leave behind.
Yeah, I think that in the future will be better.
Because this year is gonna be my graduate.
You graduate this year
Yeah.
from college.
Yeah, from college. I thank God for put these people like you up there. That you changed my life.
We now have about 5,000 people helping us in 12 states and Ontario.
21 más 3, 6, 7, más el 3. Acuérdense, 9, 10, 11, 12. Muy bien.
All because of the loving hearts of thousands of Houstonians.
I don't see his kids ever having to go to the city dump.
So you've changed a generation here, haven't you?
Absolutely.
But yet, there are still so many children left behind, waiting patiently for rescue.
It's
You get-
really bad for me.
Just really
I feel really, really sad.
Good evening, I'm Art Rascon, reporting tonight from the city dump in Chinandega, Nicaragua. We visited this place more than 10 years ago. The ugly scenes still so very vivid. Although there are still hundreds of children rummaging through filth here, there are miracles happening, largely because of the donations of so many Houstonians, and now thousands of people everywhere, one child at a time. And tonight, we take a look at those miracles as we revisit the children of the dump. Do you remember these ugly scenes? 10 years ago, the city dump in Chinandega, Nicaragua. And today, still a pile of filth. Still covered by dozens or even hundreds of people, mostly children. But as you look around to the vastness of this city dump, it has grown over the years. It's maybe 4, 5, 6 times as large as it was when we first arrived. But something, of course, that simply does not change, and that is the faces of the children. So very sad and still so very desperate. Faces like 16-year-old Frankie. Pero vive cerca de aquí. Do you live close to here? Hard to believe Frankie is 16. He's thin, frail, shirtless, and shoeless. ¿Y tiene familia? Do you have a family? ¿Y cuántos hermanos tiene? How many brothers do you have? Sisters do you have? Tres. 3 brothers and sisters. Every day for 7 or 8 hours, Frankie and his siblings walk this dump site, searching for food and salvageables. A pathetic life. But the boy still has hope. ¿Qué quieres hacer en tu vida? What do you want to do with your life?
Quiero buscar un trabajo bueno, estudiar.
He wants to study and he wants a good job. But climbing out of this pit of poverty would take a miracle for Frankie. There's still so many, and they just keep coming. And that's where Frank Hueso steps in.
Following and it's working, so hopefully this world in 15, 20, 25 years is going to be a better world.
It was incredible, the amount of children here.
12 years ago, Frank Hueso and his Humble Rotary Club had a dream: to pull children out of this Nicaraguan dump site, feed them, educate them, find them jobs, teach them a trade. We documented one of their initial trips.
This thing really took off after your first documentary.
Over the years, Houston Rotarians have literally yanked hundreds of children from the dump and changed their lives. There are simply too many miraculous stories to talk about of lives being changed. But in a country where poverty and illiteracy are rampant, one might think that it simply doesn't make that much difference. But in the lives and in the faces of these children, it makes all the difference in the world. Children are being fed,
21 más 3, 24.
educated in schools built by Rotary, and taught to trade. But for 16-year-old Frankie, rescue has not yet come. He still rummages through filth, as he has now for more than 10 years. Today's catch, a small piece of metal. This is the only thing he found, he says, today. And what's he going to do with it? ¿Vas a venderlo, or are you going to sell it? Sí, yes, he's going to sell it, he says. It's a miserable life for these children, but a life still filled with hope of rescue.
They have the life like I had before. It's hard to be here again.
From the dump to a whole new life.
My life's turned around like 180 degrees, you know.
When we come back, stories of rescue. Imagine for a moment living a life in this dump. And not just for days or weeks, but for years. 13-year-old Jose has never known another life. Jose, ¿qué buscas? What are you looking for?
Plástico.
Plástico. Plastic. The plastic is sold for pennies on the street. What they don't salvage, they eat. It's survival of the fittest here. These kids start at a very early age, some as young as 2 years old. And the tools of the trade? Here it is right here, a stick with a hook. They learn to use this device early on in their years, and it's something that Juan Cruz learned to use when he was barely 4 years old.
It's hard to be here again.
The dump is a life that Juan Cruz knows very well.
I spent here like 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
10 years of your life, you walked this dump?
Yeah, with a group of friends, no.
Every day?
Every day.
6 in the morning until?
Yeah, 6 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
And what do you think about when you come and see this place?
Well, it is hard to be here again, you know, for a second time.
To Juan's family, the dump was their lifeblood.
We play here, waiting for the tractors.
The dump trucks?
Dump trucks. So when I saw them, we run. They have the life like I had before, you know. They are the same activity that I did, collecting plastic.
Then the miracle happened. Houston Rotarians pulled Juan from the dump. Your life has turned around, hasn't it?
Yeah, my life's turned around like 180 degrees, you know.
He was placed in a church choir with other children from the dump, fed, educated, and even brought to Houston to learn English.
I thank God for put these people like you, that you changed my life, you know. You help on that.
Searching still for that grave site. By stark contrast, some who wait for rescue lose all hope. A young mother is buried. The struggle to survive was just too great. The woman killed herself. Another burial, another orphaned child of the dump, and another mission for Houstonians.
That's the way we can make a difference, is by recruiting more people to help us see that, you know, I can help with at least one child here.
Steve Thorpe is all the way from Iowa. The Houston effort to save these children has now spread to several states.
It actually started in San Antonio in 2001. Liz and I, my wife Liz and I, were in San Antonio for an international Rotary meeting. And Frank Hueso from Houston and Father Desi from here in Nicaragua were speaking at that convention. They were main platform speakers. And they were talking about the situation here. And at that time, there were approximately 1,000 kids, you know, living at and spending their days at the dump. We now have about 5,000 people helping us in 12 states and Ontario.
And the miracles just keep happening, one child at a time.
Incredible. It's just to think if there's one more that you can put across the line, that we'll have a chance to, you know, be raised up.
Thanks to you for changing our life.
Juan is just one of the grateful hundreds of children benefiting from the generosity of others. He's now 24 years old, attending college.
Because this year is gonna be my graduate.
You graduate this year
Yeah.
from college.
Yeah, from college.
And working hard with a decent paying job in Nicaragua.
And the Rotary Club from Houston, they are in my heart too, forever and ever.
But also embedded in his heart forever is his former life.
I will try to get these people out of here.
A life that 13-year-old Jose and his family still painfully struggle through. ¿Cuántos hermanos tiene? How many brothers do you have? Sisters?
Dos.
Two. Y are they están aquí también? Are they here as well?
Sí.
Jose and his siblings live like scavengers here, but ever hopeful, ever prayerful that their day will someday come. And still to come here, the rise from misery to music.
Following and it's working, so hopefully this world in 15, 20, 25 years is going to be a better world.
A closer look at those who have found that better world.